season replays, fantasy drafts, ultimate created leagues, and what if tournaments. It's Coffee Cup Games with the coach, DKM. Hey, it's Coach DK. My apologies for taking such a long break between this game and the last one. We were in the middle of soccer season, as I may have mentioned beforehand. I do coach soccer, and so I coach a high school boys team. And so the season just ended about a week ago, so able to get back into the swing of things with Strat-O-Matic, and so looking forward to it. Today we got a fun matchup, one of the oldest rivalries in all of baseball. We have the Chicago Orphans going against the St. Louis Cardinals. It should be a fun game. We've done this game already. We did it about maybe 7 weeks ago, I'm not sure, but it was episode 22 where the Cardinals and starting pitcher Cy Young ended up winning 5-4 as the Cardinals won in the bottom of the 8th inning with a 2-run rally after trailing 1 run, where Bobby Wallace, who I think was 3 for 3, or not really sure, but he ended up having the game-winning RBI. An incredible game, probably one of the best games of the season so far. But because of where we are in the season, as we are down to the last Saturday of the regular season, so this might be our last game of the regular season, depending on how everything looks going into the last day. We might do some games for the last day just for playoff picture. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at where everybody is real quick. Let me just go ahead and move myself here. All right, so as you can tell, we got some, only 2 spots are definite. The Brooklyn Superbas did clinch the National League. They're 97-58, so they only have about maybe 7 games left, have a chance to break the 100 mark, but they have clinched the first place position in the National League, and they will be playing the number 8 seed, so that could be anybody between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. As you can see, all 5 teams at the bottom are in a race: Pittsburgh, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, and Cincinnati. In the second place race, we have the Boston Bean Eaters and the St. Louis Cardinals, who obviously we're doing today. But St. Louis is fighting to get into 3rd place, have a chance to drop down to possibly 5th, but realistically, they're really fighting for 2nd, as Chicago is only a game behind Pittsburgh for 4th. A game ahead of New York, 2 games ahead of Philadelphia, 3 games ahead of Cincinnati. So a really tight race at the bottom in the National League. So a lot of teams still in the mix. 7 teams still vying for positioning. In the American League, Chicago is 5 games up, so it is looking like they will end up winning it. And Indianapolis should be able to win or get 2nd place, but the 3rd place, 4th place, 5th place, there's a tight race between Cleveland, Detroit, and Milwaukee. And then for 6th and 7th, you have Kansas City and Buffalo. We were looking at possibly doing a game from the American League. I think it might have been like Cleveland and Kansas City or something like that, or I'm not really sure, but instead we decided to go with this one. Indianapolis obviously is the last seed. They have clinched the bottom of the barrel. They have over 100 losses. Definitely the only team that's going to have over 100 losses for the thing. But we are in the National League today. St. Louis and Chicago had the exact same record. They are 7 games apart. St. Louis has had a better season this year than Chicago. And so this should be a fun game. For the Chicago Orphans, we have Cupid Childs leading off. He's going to be playing 2nd. Bradley will be batting 2nd, playing 3rd. Green is on a 9-game hitting streak. He's hit .413 with 12 RBIs in the last 10 games. He has one of the longer hitting streaks currently going on. He's playing right field. Mertz is going to be in center. He is hitting .390 in the last 10 games. Ryan will be playing left field. McCormick will be batting 6th. He'll be playing short. Ganzel will be on 1st. And at catcher and behind the plate will be Dexter. That's different than the last time we played. And on the mound will be Ned Garvin. He has 29 starts. He's 13-10 with a 2.49 ERA. He is 2nd on the team in wins. He is the best on the team in ERA. So a very good pitcher for Chicago. But for our home team, St. Louis Cardinals, several Hall of Famers in the lineup, 4 of them when you include Cy Young on the mound. But leading off will be McGraw, the third baseman. He's hitting 409 the last 10 games. McGann, who is going to be playing first base. Jesse Burkett, Hall of Famer. He's hitting 479 with 13 RBIs in the last 10 games. He's been absolutely stroking the ball. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot is Donlin. He is hitting 486. He has 4 home runs and 10 RBIs in the last 10 games. He actually is leading both major leagues with a total of 21 home runs. Pretty impressive for the year 1900. He has only got a 1-game lead, though, with home runs, so hoping to keep his hot bat and powerful bat going and continuing with the home runs. And so we'll see how he does. But batting fifth will be Keister at second base. He's hitting only 184, one of the few players that's struggling lately for St. Louis, but he's hitting 184 in the last 10 games. Hedrick, the center fielder, will be batting sixth. Wallace, the Hall of Famer, will be batting seventh. Krieger, the catcher, will be batting eighth, and on the mound will be Cy Young. He has 36 starts. He has 29 wins. With 11 losses, he's got a 2.56 ERA, and he has 121 strikeouts, 29 wins. That's obviously leading the league. Win today will get him over the 30 mark. He should be able to get one more start in for the season, so he has a chance to definitely get that 30-win mark. This is the first year, if I'm correct, that Cy Young in the real 1900 had a losing record. So this is quite impressive for Cy Young as he's been carrying it. But in the last the last 10 days, he's had a couple of starts, a couple of other pitching opportunities. He has a 2.11 ERA with 14 strikeouts. So a very, very good game. So let's get ready. Let's head to the action. As we are at League Park in St. Louis. And as you can tell, I did change the format a little bit of the setup. I did notice that when I was watching some of the old videos, it seemed very blotchy with the video format that I was using beforehand. So trying something a little bit different. Hopefully this will come out better. But leading off, it's going to be Cupid Childs, second baseman. And he is going to line out to first base. Next up is going to be Bradley. Bradley is going to need a 1 to 10 for a single, and unfortunately he's not going to get it, so that's going to be a line out. Next is Green. He's in 308 this year. Has a lot more at bat, 682 than originally in 389. But Green has been playing right field pretty consistently all year long. For him, he needs a 1 to 10 for a single. He does get the 110. So he gets a 6, so he's going to go ahead and get a single. Mertz is up. He's hitting 286. Green's going to try to get a lead. He does get it. We're going to throw for the runner, and Green is going to get a stolen base, putting him in scoring position. So Mertz is up with the runner on, and unfortunately for them, he is going to ground out to third base to end the inning. There are 2 batters for Cardinals who are in the top 5 in the league, American National League, the entire major league. One of them is leading off right now, McGraw. He's hitting 382 this year. He has 59 RBIs, couple home runs. His stats lines are pretty consistent with what he had done originally, so that's always great to see. But Garvin's going to be up, McGraw is up, and he is going to lead off with a pop out to McCormick at short. That's going to be 1 away. McGann is up. He's hitting 314, and he's going to unfortunately line out to second base, which brings up Jesse Burkett. Jesse Burkett is the other guy on the Cardinals who has a top 5 batting average. He's 3rd in the league. I believe Elmer Flick is the only player that's currently hitting 400. But Burkett is hitting 388. And he is going to get a good roll, but unfortunately, with the batter's roll, it's still going to be a line out. So 1, 2, 3, we are out of the inning. Cy Young's going to be back on the mound. He's going to throw to Ryan. He's going to line out. McCormick's up. He's hitting 248 this year. And McCormick is going to hit a ground ball to short, and that's going to be 2 away. Now, Young's going to face Gansel, the first baseman. He's hitting 276 this year. And he's going to fly out to center field, so no threat there with allowing any runners on. So now brings up Donlin, the power hitter, hitting 355 this year, 89 RBIs. But as mentioned before, he has 21 home runs. Originally, he had 10 home runs and only 276 at bats. So getting more at bats has definitely helped Donlin this year. And he is going to ground out the first to Ganzel. That's going to be one away. Keister, our second baseman, who's hitting 315, is going to hit a fly ball to center field, and that'll be 2 down. Next up is Hedrick, who's starting this today in center field. He's hitting 321. He's going to hit a ground ball to short. McCormick, who has a very average range, is not going to be able to get to the ball in time. Hedrick is going to take first for a single. Wallace, who's up, he's hitting 270 this year. Stat lines are pretty consistent with what he had done back in the original year 1900. But last game that they played, these guys, he had a really good game. He's going to hit a deep fly ball to center field, but it's not going to be out of Murch's range, and that is going to be 3 down. Dexter is up. He's going to hit a ground ball over to second, or excuse me, to short. He's going to get a little bit banged up on the play, but he's going to be all right to continue. The pitcher is up. He's going to hit a ground ball to Keister, and that's going to be an out. Now the leadoff man, Childs, is going to hit a ground ball to third base. McGraw, not known for his defense at all, is able to make the play, though, and end the inning. So now we enter into the bottom of the third. Hitting is going to be Krieger. He needs a 1 for a home run, and it's not even going to be close, as that's going to be 1 away. Cy Young, the pitcher, is going to be on the batting now. He's going to hit 1 back to Garvin, the pitcher, and that's going to be in time. That'll be 2 down. Now the leadoff man, McGraw, is up, trying to improve that average, stay in that top 5 for the season. And it's going to be a ground out, so that's going to end the inning. So after 3, no runs have been scored. Each team only has 1 hit. There have been no errors. Definitely a pitching and defensive battle right now. The last time, though, I believe the Orphans had jumped up early. St. Louis fought back, as mentioned, winning the game in the latter innings. But Young seems to be pitching well. He is now going to face Bradley, the third baseman. That's going to be a pop out, and that's going to be an out. Green, who's the sole hitter for Chicago, is now going to be up. He's hitting 309 this year, and that's going to be a strikeout for Cy Young, his first of the game. Strikeout. Murch is up, though, and he's going to rip a single, and that's going to now bring up Ryan, who needs a 1-3, and he gets a 19, so 13, not even close. Murch is going to try to take third, and needing only a 20 to throw him out. We're just going to get the ball back into the infield and let him take his third base. McCormick's up with runners on first and third. There are 2 outs. We are simply just going to hold on to the ball and let Ryan steal. McCormick is hitting 248 this year. He originally hit, looks like, 242. He's doing well in the clutch. Both he and Ganzel have about the same clutch average. So we're going to go ahead and pitch to him with 2 away. And McCormick gets a 1, so on the batter's card, but it's going to be a line out the second to end the inning. So no damage is done, though they did get 2 hits, taking us to the bottom of the 4th. McGann is up. He's hitting 313, and the first baseman is going to hit a fly ball to center field. Jesse Burkett's up, one of our best hitters, and he is going to get a single. That is going to be a very important piece of what we're going to need is to get runners on when there's only 0 or 1 outs. And now Donlin, the power hitter, is up. He's going to rip a single. We're going to send the lead runner. They're going to allow us to take it. Donlin has a chance here for a steal. We are going to try to steal with Donlin. They're going to throw, and it is thrown away. So we are going to get our first run on an error by the catcher. So we'll take the run based on what they're going to do. Now allowing Keister to be up. With Donlin being able to advance to third. Unfortunately, Keister's going to line out, and that'll be 2 away. Hedrick's going to hit a ground ball to third base to Bradley. Bradley's got incredible range, but has not got a short glove. And unfortunately for them, Bradley bobbles the ball and it gets through. And that is going to allow Hedrick to take second. Run is going to score. It is the second error of the game. Both of those are unearned against Garvin. And now Garvin decides to take matters in his own hands, and he's going to strike out Wallace to end the inning. So we got a couple of runs, both on errors. So we did get a couple of hits that inning. But Ganzel's going to be up. The first baseman, he's hitting 276, and that's going to be a fly out. Next up is Dexter, the catcher, who had an error in that last inning. He's hitting only 224, but he needs a 1-4 for a triple, and he gets the 4. But because he is so slow, he is just going to be able to get the second. And Garvin, the pitcher's up. He's going to line out to third base. That'll be 2 away. Childs is up. Not a good clutch hitter. So we're definitely going to let him hit. But unfortunately, he takes advantage. Hits a ground ball through the hole to center. Hedrick, our center fielder, has a -4 arm. They're going to send the runner. We're going to try to hit him. And unfortunately for us, he does score. They get a run back. Childs with the RBI single. Childs tries to take a lead. Young picks him off. So Young takes care of that to end the inning. But they did get a run back, cutting the lead in half. And so now we are up. Krieger, our catcher, is up. He's going to hit a ball. And it is going to be a single. So we are now going to go ahead and just simply with Young, Cy Young, our pitcher, we're going to try to bunt. Batter fouls off 2 bunts. Offense must decide to take bunt off or stay with bunt. We're going to stay with the bunt. And it still works. So Young still is able to take advantage of the sacrifice. So Krieger now is on second. McGraw is up. He's still hitting 380. He is 0 for 3 for the game now with a line out the second. Bring up McGann, who is 0 for 2. McGann's going to hit a fly ball to right field. Unfortunately, it'll be the third out of the inning, and that's going to end the inning. Bradley is up for them. He is going to line out. That'll be 1 away. Young still looking good. Green is going to need a 1-15. He gets a 15 for the single, so he is on base. They're going to try to get a lead. They get it. We're going to throw for the runner, and unfortunately, we throw it away. Green is going to take third. Infield is in with only a 1-run lead. We have Mertz up. He's hitting 287. We're going to walk him. And we're going to try to take advantage of this here. We're going to let Mertz steal. We will walk the next batter intentionally, putting the bases loaded. Really risky walking Mertz and Ryan, so we put the lead runner on and a go-ahead run. But we want to face McCormick, who is a 219 clutch hitter. He's going to have fly ball to left field to Jesse Burkett, the Hall of Famer. And it is caught, but there is a sacrifice, and that is going to tie the game. Ganzel is up. All right, we just intentionally walked up the steal, letting the catcher hit. He's going to hit it to Wallace. He's a Hall of Famer, and he's going to take the player's or the fielder's choice at second to end the inning. So a tie ball game. Another really good game between the Orphans and the Cardinals. We are in the bottom of the 6th now. And Burkett is up. He's 1 for 3. He is going to ground out. Donlin's up. He's 1 for 2. He's going to line out. Keep on hitting the ball over to third base, which is not going to bring up Keister. He needs a 1 to 4 for a double. He is going to get an 11, so it will be a single. Hedrick is up. Center fielder. He's hitting 322. We're going to let him hit, not try to steal here. It's going to be a ground ball to first base. Ganzel's there. He has a range of 3, but doesn't make a lot of errors. But in this situation, he does. Ganzel comes up with it. He throws the ball away. So the throw is late, but Keister is now going to take third. Hedrick goes to second, but in the play, apparently Garvin got injured when he was covering the base, and so he is now out for the rest of the game. So they're going to bring in Tom Loftus, the relief pitcher. It looks like he is usually a starter. He's a 17-10 record with 8 saves, which is an incredible record and save mark for year 1900. He does have a 4.20 ERA. And let's just see what we're looking at when it comes to him. He is an incredible pitcher. Yikes. This is not good for us. He only pitched 4 innings. Man, and now he's at 17-10. This is, yeah, I wish they did a better job when he turned this on, which I did, to try to control this. But Bobby Wallace is up. We are obviously going to need as many pitching cards as we can, and we do get one, but unfortunately it's going to be grounded out at the end of the inning, and that will be the end of the 6th inning. And so after 6, it is 2-2 for both teams. Chicago has 2 runs on 6 hits with 3 errors committed. St. Louis has 2 runs also with 6 hits, but they've only committed 1 error. Cy Young's still in the game, and he's going against Loftus. Not sure how Loftus is going to last. Hopefully not long for us when you look at his pitching card. But it's now time for the player profile. So let's see who we're looking at. And our player profile today will be Cupid Childs. I've talked about this guy in the past. To me, he is one of the early 1800 second baseman that just has to be middle infielders that just has to be in one of the heroes packs that done by Strat-O-Matic. I believe Cupid Childs, Ross Barnes, both they just have to be in the hero sets. The reason I believe this is when you look at his stats, not only was he just a really good on-base guy and a good leadoff man, but he was also very much so above average second baseman. But his averages that he had throughout his career were 345, 317, 326, 353, 355, and 338. Obviously a good hitter, but even more so was his ability to get on base. He hit 416 career on base percentage. That is the 3rd highest of all time for second basemen. Only, I believe it's Roger Hornsby and Eddie Collins in the Hall of Fame have higher on base percentages at second base than Cupid Childs. He is the 5th all time in the entire Major League history for chances by a second baseman. But he was really good had an incredible eye at the plate. He rarely ever struck out. He was top 10 in walks for 11 seasons from 1890 to 1900. For 4 years in a row, he was 2nd in walks from 1891 to 94. So he just was an incredible leadoff man to get on base. Was absolutely incredible. He was from Maryland. I'm from Maryland. He ended up being born in Calvert County. Ended up dying in Baltimore, Maryland. But the reason he got his name Cupid was because of his appearance. He was a short, pudgy player with a baby face. Apparently he was a womanizer. Liked to be fashionable off the field as well as on it. He's listed as around 5'8", 192 pounds. I've seen 185 pounds, but regardless, you can just tell by his short stature and larger size that, he definitely fit the and with the baby face. Cupid would have been an appropriate name. Some writers called him Fats or Fatty, and occasionally they even used the phrase the dumpling. But his career started with the Quakers. In 1888, he played 2 games for the Philadelphia Quakers. He then went to the minor leagues for the Orioles in the American Association. He then went to the Syracuse Stars for a year, but then his real career and his profile and his best years were with the Cleveland Spiders, where he played from 1891 to 1898. He then went to the St. Louis Perfectos, eventually called the Cardinals, in 1899, and then he finished his career with the Orphans in 1900, and where he played for 1900 and 1901. So one of the best players, one of the interesting stories that I found about him is that apparently in the year 1900 that Childs was attempting a double play against the Pittsburgh Pirates when the Pirates player manager Fred Clark, future Hall of Famer, slid into him, and Cupid Childs apparently was very upset about it. There was a brief confrontation on the field, and then Cupid Childs apparently sees Fred Clark at the train station after the game and decides to confront him, and they get into a fist fight where Cupid Childs apparently beats the tar out of Fred Clark. Well, the very next day, they are playing now in Pittsburgh, so they played in Chicago. Then they're now traveling, both teams, to Pittsburgh, which is why they met at the train station. And apparently the word had gotten out, and fans in Pittsburgh showed up, apparently triple the normal size for a Monday game, but triple the number of fans were there hoping to see another fight. But apparently the game went on without any incident or any confrontations. And so the fans were disappointed, but obviously it was good for ticket sales. Cupid Childs, like I said earlier, I believe one of the best players in the 19th century. One of the top 2, middle infielders that's not in the Hall of Fame already. Ross Barnes, I think, is the other one, Cupid Childs. But I think both of them are just incredible players. And so had a really, really good career. At one time he played, we mentioned his biggest career was with the Cleveland Spiders, where he played for a manager, Patsy Tebow. And the Spiders had at different times players in their lineup that include Hall of Famer Cy Young, Jesse Burkett, Buck Ewing, George Davis, John Clarkson, Bobby Wallace, and then they had other players that were, to me, very close to that level, in Cupid Childs, Chief Zimmer, and Ed McKean. So Cupid Childs is our player profile. I think he deserves to be in the hero set. Please hear that, how. And so, now you know about Cupid Childs. And as G.I. Joe says, knowing is half the battle. And he's a real American hero. So we're going to get back to the game now. And we are going to continue as we enter the top of the 7th inning and put myself back up into my corner of the screen. All right, top of the 7th, here we go. Harvey is up, the new pitcher. He is going to strike out. He is absolutely horrible. That's going to be Young's second strikeout of the game. Cupid Childs, who we just highlighted and profiled, is now going to be up, and that's going to be 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 strikeouts for Ryan Bradley. The third baseman's up, Bill Bradley, not the senator, not the basketball player. He is going to hit a ground ball and is going to go to Keister. Unfortunately, Keister is able to make the play, and I unfortunately missed the name. 2 of the 4 starting infielders for the 1966 Baltimore Orioles, I would have said probably Brooks Robinson, and I might have gotten all of those just because I live in Baltimore. Boog Powell would have been 1 first baseman. Brooks Robinson would have been 1 third base. I would have gotten those 2. Davey Johnson, future manager of the, if I'm correct, the World Series Mets. in 1986 was the manager, but I think he played second. Yeah, and Luis Aparicio was the shortstop. I don't know if I would have gotten him. It would have been the hardest one, but I would have known 3 of the 4 at least. So, anyways, bottom of the 7th, Krieger's up, our catcher. He is 1 for 2. He's going to hit a ground ball to McCormick, the shortstop, and it's a long throw, but he gets them, so that's going to be 1 away. Cy Young's up. He's going to hit a line out. Not expecting much for him. But now we're at the top of the order. John McGraw, who is 0 for 3 today. He's been struggling. He's going to hit a fly ball to center field to Mertz. Sam Mertz is going to have to make a play. And he dives. It's out of his reach. And so McGraw gets a double. So he's going to be 1 for 4. McGann's up. He is hitting .312 this year. He has 3 home runs. He's going to hit a single, but it's not going to be an easy run. So McGraw is going to have to test the arm. He's going to go ahead. He's got a lot of speed. And so in the bottom of the 7th, we take a 1-run lead. He decides to leave Harvey in, and Jesse Burkett's in. He needs a 1-16 for a triple. Burkett pulls a 6, so he gets a triple, knocks in another run. So for the second time that we've done the Orphans and the Cardinals, it's a late rally in the last innings for us to take the lead. But the inning's not over. Donlin's up, the power hitter. He needs a 1-13. And it's another home run for Donlin. Donlin takes it out of the park. So that's going to be his 22nd home run, helping his lead. That's his 5th home run in 11 games. 2 more RBIs. That was huge. This game has just started to get out of control. And still hitting. Keister's up. Keister's up. He hits a single, bringing Hedrick up, who is 2 for 3 in the game. They are still going to leave Harvey in, ironically. And that's going to end the inning as Harvey, who was that? Hedrick hits a ground ball to Harvey, back to the pitcher, and he grabs and throws it over to first in time. So that's going to end the inning. So now we are in the top of the 8th. Green is up. He is 2 for 3. He's got 2 of the 6 hits for the team. He needs a 1-5, and it looks like it is going to be a 4, so that will be a single, his 3rd hit of the game. He's got almost half of their hits. Mertz is up. He's 1 for 2. He's going to hit a fly ball to left, and so that'll be 1 down. Ryan is up. He's hitting .298 this year. He's going to hit a ground ball to second. That's going to be a fielder's choice. And so McCormick's up. He's over 2. He does have an RBI. He's going to hit a fly ball to right field. And so Cy Young gets out of the inning. It looks like he's on his way for the 30th win of the year. Bottom of the 8th, Wallace is up. He's 0 for 3, though he was our guy with a lively bat the last time we played. He's not showing his bat this game. That's going to lower his average for the season, but Krieger's up. Catcher, he is already 1 for 2. He's going to be another hit, so he's on first. Young is up with a 6-2 lead. Do I want to bring him out? I do not. Let's him finish. Pretty much was going to bank on the fact that it was going to be an out, so that was really the dilemma. Do I want to try to get a hit here? But McGraw is up. He was 0 for 3. He got the rally started the last inning. And so he gets another hit. So he just went from 0 for 3 to 2 for 5. So he just got it back above his average of 380, around 380. Now he's hitting 400 for the day. McGann is up. Inning's not over. He already is 1 for 4 with an RBI. Another hit here is going to add 1 more to his his numbers. He gets a 2, so another single, another run. So apparently the Cardinals like to score late whenever I play them. Jesse Burkett's up. Ooh. He needs a 1 for 6 for a home run. He gets an 8 it is not going to be enough as Ryan's able to get to the warning track and make the play. Oh, man. That could have been a second home run. You don't see a lot of home runs in your 1900, so when you get them, you're pretty excited, or ones that are pretty darn close. You get your occasional, like, one roll on the pitcher card, but to see those are actually pretty fun. So, Ganzel's up. He is 0 for 2. It's going to be a strikeout. I believe that is the fourth one for Cy Young. Cy Young's continuing, except for a couple of runs in the middle innings. He's done a really good job keeping the bats at bay. And that will be 2 away. Harvey, the pitcher's up. I guarantee they're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Frank Chance, the player manager, who we talked about with Cupid Childs, got into a fight in between. I guess it would have been like a double-day game, one in Chicago and then one in Pittsburgh, but he gets in a fight with Cupid Childs. So Frank Chance is up. He's going to hit it. Nope, I take that back. It wasn't Frank Chance, it was Fred Clark. But anyways, Frank Chance, the Hall of Famer, is up. He's going to ground out to third baseman McGraw. That's going to end the inning. That means that St. Louis wins 7-2. St. Louis has 7 runs on 14 hits, only 1 error. Chicago has 2 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors. Garvin was pitching a pretty good game until he got injured. He did give up 2 runs in 5 2/3 innings, but none of those were earned. Harvey came in, who has had an incredible season this year, but in 2 1/3 innings, he gave up 8 hits, 5 earned runs, one of which was a home run. Cy Young pitched a complete game, 9 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. Both of those were earned. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Now, those walks, I believe most of those were intentional. I do not believe any of those were actual walks, like bases on balls. Hitting-wise, Green was our main player for them. He had a run. He was 3 for 4. For us, we had a lot of guys with 2 runs. Donlin went 2 for 4. He had 2 runs scored. He had 2 RBIs. So it could be Donlin as player of the game. It could be Cy Young with a complete game. If I had to pick, part of me wants to think McGraw. He was 2 for 5. He had a run. Got the rally started, but you got to go with Cy Young. 30th win of the year. Complete game. Only 2 earned runs. So we're going to give it to Cy Young. And then the caption says, Cy Young pitched a complete game, and Mike Donlin hit a home run and had 2 RBIs at League Park as the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Chicago Orphans 7-2. Young, 30-11, pitched a fine game. He allowed 7 hits and 3 walks in 9 innings. St. Louis finished with 14 hits in the victory. Zaza Harvey, 17-11, was given the loss in relief. He gave up 5 runs in 2 1/3 innings of work. So a really good game that I actually really enjoyed. Going into the 7th, it was tied, and then right after the 7th inning stretch, we took off as John McGraw started the hitting, and then Mike Donlin crushed a home run that put the game away. So, fun game. Always enjoy it. Until next time, this is Coach DK. Have a good one.